You can't really say because at every stage of your life, you're having such radically different experiences. What it was like to be a 5-year-old living in Louisiana is not comparable to what it was like being a 16-year-old living in suburban Connecticut. It's probably more appropriate to ask what was my favorite stage of life because I think that's probably more relevant to how we think about ourselves than the geography. I,
Sure,
I
yeah.
had I had more of a sense of I won't say community, but I lived when I was down south in neighborhoods, and this is also a different era maybe, where every kid was turned out of doors and you played until dark and then you came home. In Connecticut, it was 2 acre zoning, so you had to make play dates when you were younger if you were going to go over to somebody's house. It wasn't as easy as it was down south. On that level of culture shock, when I was still young enough to kind of, be feeling my way around what it's like to have friends as a kid, Connecticut was harder. But it was also a lovely place, and we had a house in the middle of a forest. It was bizarre, but a woman who owned a lot of property in New York had, I don't know if she'd built it or she'd purchased this property, but there was one house in the middle of what was otherwise just greenland. And we bought it. And so we had deer in the yard every day and you could go out walking in trails. And it felt like James Fenimore Cooper in Connecticut, which I kind of adored.